There's a pond as well. A few cows drink from a small pond by the end. Oh, I love cows. There's no fence in sight. Ezra suggests these may be wild cows, but the possibility is dismissed. He runs down the edge of the pond to a pile of small rocks and throws one in. Just watch the kid. Who left all these rocks here, anyway? Someone walked to the edge of the pond, looking for good skipping rocks, piled them up, and then... maybe they just ran out of time. Ezra throws another in the pond. Yeah, how about we show him? Sure. Conway demonstrates proper stone skipping. He sifts through the pile until he finds 2 flat, smooth stones. Ezra watches with interest as Conway skips the stones across the pond. I haven't skipped stones since I was a kid. It's all in the wrist, right? The wrist is stiff for the arc of the throw, then snaps forward, almost accidentally, like an umbrella breaking in the wind. Good spin on it, but there's something disquieting about that snap, and the sound it should make. Oh, because Conway's old. Yeah. Ezra takes a rock from the pile. He turns himself perpendicular to the edge of the pond, leans down, snaps his wrist, and grunts distastefully as he throws his shoulder forward. 3 skips, not bad. There you go. Can we do it again? Really? We actually can do it again, huh? So what if we watch the shoulder now? He wouldn't have thought to throw his shoulder forward that late. It looks like a clumsy afterthought. There's something crude about it. Maybe that's where the strength comes from. And now he does it again? Does he use both tactics? Does he understand now? 3 skips, not bad. No, so it's still the same. That's interesting. There's a bit of father strange kid bonding time, because, you know, he's not my kid per se. Oh snap, I found something. I saw that. There's a road here. Look at that. Railroad track. This isolated stretch of railroad track is overgrown with wildflowers. It spans only a few hundred yards and is bracketed on each side by a pile of rotting wooden trees. The only visible stop on the railway is a squat wooden station building, brightly lit from within. Sure, let's have a look. I mean, why not? The station interior is warm. Soft orange light from a few antique fixtures, worn but finished wood floors and counters, and a compact space heater left conspicuously in the middle of the room. Train memorabilia hangs from racks on the wall. A model steam engine pulls boxcars steadily along a track threaded through the rafters. A teenager in a kitschy engineer's cap is slumped behind the cash register, asleep. Can we look at the train? It's too high up to get a good look at. Ask for help. The train speeds by, just out of reach. Ezra shifts his weight, lifts his left knee to chin height, and before Conway can stop him, vaults off the older man's shoulder and up into the rafters. The view from the rafters is not much different. Piles of box trains and train memorabilia, the clerk asleep behind the desk. Conway looking awkwardly around the room and occasionally scratching the nape of his neck. Yeah. Does he know he does that? Is it just one of the things he does, like the way Ezra's mother half sings hello and goodbye? It almost sounds like a joke or a question when she does it. Conway scratching his neck. It seems like a question too. Are we really here, maybe? Or is this it? Conway sort of reads my mind, I suppose. The train isn't very interesting up close. After all, it's only a toy. Wait, that was it, really? Can we not talk to the lad? Every fucking time, I swear to God, every fucking time I find something interesting in this game, it just sort of goes, haha, I'm gonna make you believe that you picked the wrong choices here, so you didn't gain anything out of the thing you just found, so fuck you. But at the same time, I get the feeling that no matter which choice I would make, the game would try to pull that off, you know? So it's impossible to tell. Patty's home. Patty has an idea for a new kind of chair. Not really the whole chair, just the part on the chair that lets you adjust the height or the tilt. It could be adapted to fit almost any chair design, and it doesn't take up much space. It could be flat packed even. It's really a much more reliable design in the long term, and using the current crop of seat adjustment mechanisms, you're always running the risk of pinching your fingers, fumbling around down under your chair. Not so with Patty's new design. But it's not cheap to get a prototype fabricated for such a thing. Too many moving parts, that much is unavoidable. Patty's been doing some freelance technical writing to pay the bills, and setting aside as much as she can towards the project. She calls it the project when talking to friends and family, and by now, everybody knows what she means. In school, she was easily distracted. Her teachers never thought she'd really command her full potential, and so on. Wow, looking in the mirror. But it wouldn't be long now. Patty's staying here, in that ugly amber bungalow. Again, it's only temporary. It always is, isn't it? And keeps being temporary. Year after year after year, then suddenly you realize you're old. And it's still temporary. It's been temporary your whole life. Right, so it seems like, I sort of tried to explore the whole place. I can't really find a lot more interesting, so I guess I'm gonna have to follow directions. The Rust Archives. Yeah, that's the last thing we had. The Consolidated Power Office. Return to the spooky zero spooky fonts. Yeah. Tune the radio looking for a station that's familiar but strange. Familiar but strange. What does that mean? This station doesn't quite match that bartender's description. Okay, so they're gonna help me out. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know it when we hear it. I'm so glad they're actually gonna comment on it. What's this station? I've never heard this before. It sounds like horses running. A race. I mean, Lizette and Ira did have some horses. Yeah? I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big, and I don't know. You look in their eyes, they're almost human. I mean, yeah, horses are very... you can bond with them fairly well. Like they're human and animal at the same time. Since they've been domesticated so long, I guess. Well, that fits the familiar but strange for me. Harry said we just drive until it cuts out. Sure. Let's just go for it. I've been running for a fair time, so... What is up with the horses? What is the symbolism behind the horses? They're everywhere. And now quite literally. One of them even posing in the exact same stance is like the Equus oil sting. Okay. Should I keep going? I guess I should. I have no idea how long I've been running for. So we are back at the 0 now. No matter what, I have some directions, but before I can use them, I actually need to find the bureau. I still sort of remember how Hall of the Mountain King, really? Wait, what? Wait, what? Can you like not advance scenes when I click on random things? What is this game? I swear to God. What the fuck is this game? Sure, yeah, what? You know what? Yeah, sure, Hall of the Mountain King. Let's go for it. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Can we talk to the dog? What do you think happened here? Maybe some kind of storm washed it away. Or just a slow drip from the ceiling, wearing it down. I guess I'm gonna have a look at the bridge first. It ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Yeah, but what is this place? I can go to the boardwalk. Can we talk to Johnny first? Time to cut him loose, ma'am? Are you bored? Nah, it's a slow night, anyway. I'm happy just tagging along. Oh, he was talking about cutting us loose. You wanted to go, I see. I mean, you guys are free to go wherever you want. I don't really care. You're free to stay with us as well, though. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with fine dust. Okay, can we not take it with us? Because why would we even for a second assume that this is a normal adventure game? We are not taking anything with us. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks, okay? We're gonna head towards something, and then whatever is on the upper side is gonna be weird as fuck. And it's on fire. Okay, there's a person. A pet carrier for a cat or a small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag, wadded in the corner, may once have been a blanket, so it's been there for a while. I'm assuming that's what you mean. There's a person. There is most deaf a person. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty, except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. Why would you carry around punch cards with you? And thus we have a huge bonfire. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. How does that burn? Doesn't that just melt and sort of prevent the fire from expanding? Amy. Who is Amy? Is that a name I'm supposed to remember? It could be. Old man. There's somebody else as well, really. I love how it rotates. I love how this game rotates every time. It's so cool. It's so cool. Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. To Shannon, you're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew, when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. To Caldway, and you're escorting her, pretending to have her interest at heart, while really, to Junebug, really you're in love with the young woman as well. And so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections. But it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. Sure, I'm into it. Well, maybe I still have the knack. No, you're talking shit, but we're just sort of stroking your ego. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-ripping stuff, you know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Just me and my thesaurus, steaming up the windows. Why did you stop? You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. So I went back to university and I studied human-computer interaction, and then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here, this is a cave, as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. Simulation? That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. You don't happen to be talking about the game, aren't you? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartments. A woman in a tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. So there's more. There has to be more. I mean, apart from us, I mean. Can we talk to the old man? So pretty. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Where the old green river runs, through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? I might say you did. I thought you might be one of them. Oh no, you can be. We've been patching all their spy holes. We keep the lights dim and the motors running softly, and we route the smoke out through. That is... what were we talking about? What's that computer over there? Looks pretty vintage. It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe, exhumed from a university basement, and left in this cave to rot. Or to flower. No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively, and in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but... To Shannon, you look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffuse-based transistor circuitry? I guess it would short circuit? Certainly, but not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conducive than others, and it grows in non-linear, chaotic patterns. We can guide it a bit through a simple application of classical horticulture, but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Are you a bioengineer, really? Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings, in the Hall of the Mountain King. But we are mere gardeners in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels. Boundless and bare, the caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something? You were about to tell us about the software. Oh, the software. My life's work. Xanadu. You've heard of it. Perhaps you've read about it in a journal. It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article. Literary multitudes, hypertextual narrative as post-structural witness. Evolved, and then deteriorated. Donald sighs dramatically, and takes a puff from his pipe. I'm afraid you're too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. Then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something, and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? So apparently most of these people understand what he's talking about. I'm gonna stick to Conway because, you know, at heart, I'm still playing this game for Conway, not for anybody else. Shuffling around the dusty ghosts of antiquity. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce, anyway. Far too late to do anything. Sure, I'm assuming, yeah. As we get closer, we're gonna see the computer, but before we do, kinda wanna talk to the people. Do you know that when I first... No, I mean, if this cave were larger, could it... Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space? The one we're standing in right now. It seems endless. You have no idea how right you are. Decades of mapping and notating, but how can you tell? What formal quality makes it seem endless? Well, the shadows seem to stretch forever. Sure, but they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be their projections, or maybe their anatomies. How is that? Can you tell where we are now? Surrounded by creeping anatomies. Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Only if you close yours. Okay, I can do it from memory. Good. Now, you are standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. I have no idea what's up with this man, but... No, it's my fault. I shouldn't be so attached to the future. It's always getting in the way of my work. Better to be in the moment, carefully observing and documenting with no attachment. Let me give you an example. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor, instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer. And I've put in the hours, believe me. I've put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often, in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep, I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. You're a very, very strange man, Andrew. And I'm gonna leave it at that, to be honest. Can we have a look at the gate? I want to see Xanadu. A massive gate, constructed out of scavenged materials, blocks passage down the far side of the spire. What does that sound? Is the kid walking? That's making that sound, isn't it? Is the kid a robot? What the hell? There's a lass again. It's you. No, it's you. Wait. It's you. You're making this sound. In any case, the kingdom is in peril. Roberta laughs. Well, what else is new? Where is the kingdom? You're in the throne room. There are 3 legendary treasures hidden throughout the castle that will restore these ruins to their former glory. What do they look like? She's messing with you, kid. Roberta laughs. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from the cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. I don't know what that word means. I've never seen it before. The kingdom is in peril. Okay. I kind of want to start injecting my own personal opinions as to what this game is about, but it's just so random that I don't dare question it. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. So can we use it? We could go back to Donald if we wanted to. How do you think we get it started? This old thing. Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key. Okay. Press the key. Scene 6. Why scene 6? I was just exploring. I was in the middle of exploring. What? I guess I'll see you guys next time for Xanadu. This fucking game, I swear.